Namaste everyone and welcome. Before we start this full moon meditation, let's ask for divine blessing. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, to all the holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, to all the holy archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, personally to my beloved and respected teacher, Grandmaster Tuak Kok Sui, Maha Guruji Meiling, we humbly invoke for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will that we may be of service to others. We thank you in full faith. So be it. All right. So welcome again. Every month we have this full moon meditation, and we always have a certain topic that we add to it to allow you to not just meditate, but also further your spiritual studies. And this month we chose spiritual laziness. And before we do that, I want to wish all of you fathers a happy Father's Day. And while we're on the topic, I just want to share something that Grandmaster Cho shared before on fathers. It's not what you expect as in father and mother, but it has to do with the spiritual aspect of it. So, according to the teacher, a lot of you have heard of the Essenes. Essenes is a spiritual organization, spiritual order that we were told the Holy Family in the Lord Jesus, Joseph and Mary, Abraham, Moses. This is what we're told. Hard to validate, but according to ancient teachings, they belong to this spiritual group. And this spiritual group had many, many different spiritual teachings, and one of them has to do with worshiping the Father at night and worshiping the Mother during the day. Okay? Again, worshiping the Father at night and worshiping the Mother during the day. Of course, you have to realize this is not literal, okay? So it's a metaphor or symbolism, whatever you want to call it. So essentially, it's something like this. At night, when your body sleeps, your spirit, your soul, goes into the higher worlds, either studying. That's why a lot of you wake up in the morning like, oh, I studied all night, can't remember a single thing. Remember that? But somehow, as you go through your day, you start to notice, oh, this makes sense. I know this. A lot of this has to do with your soul is in the inner schools. All right? Number two, at night, your soul also goes into the inner world, all over the world, in the inner universe, if you will, to do lots of service. That's why you notice every time there's a calamity, something bad happened, like, you heard of the Orlando shootings, or earthquakes, or something that a lot of people are hurt, or a lot of people, lost their lives. You notice those nights, your sleep is disturbed. You get up in the morning and go, oh, feel exhausted and tired. You don't know why. Your body slept the same X amount of hours, right? So your soul does service. Now, that said, so the way Master Cho explains it is, in this ancient teachings, when you say Father, it's talking about the spiritual aspect, the immaterial aspect of you, which is the soul or the spirit. So at night, you worship, as in you focus on your spiritual practice, not physically, of course, but your inner spiritual practices. All right, so that's why it's worshiping the Father. Now, during the day, you worship the Mother. The physical aspects, the father and mother, the male and female, it's the female, the mother, that gives birth, gives the form. So in essence, if you summarize it, when they say Father, it has to do with the immaterial or the energetic or the spiritual aspect. Mother has to do with the physical aspect. The physical aspect has to do with the form. So to have that balance during the day, when you say worship the Mother, that means you get grounded to Mother Earth and you produce physical results, or you're productive in whatever you do in the physical world, like making a living, right? Handling your physical things in the world, getting a job, your household, taking care of your household, and things that are material. So a lot of times when people say the Lord's Prayer, they say, Our Father. They go, oh man, you're very sexist. That's why Master Cho has explained. It's not that you're sexist, or that prayer is sexist. It says, when you say Our Father, you're praying to your spiritual parent. But at the same time, if you understand it, you're connecting to your spiritual self. All right? Now, during the day, you have to work, you have to produce results, right? So that's why after meditation, you have to ground yourself so that you can function. Otherwise, you're going to space out. Some people, the more they meditate, the more useless they become. You notice that? Because they're very active in the inner worlds, but in the physical world, since they're not grounded, they're not worshiping the Mother aspect within them or the physical aspect. All right? Now, that said, let's kind of tie it together. So when you talk about spiritual laziness, we're talking about a very, very, very broad topic. So the plan is we'll give you a little bit of outline and something that you can study and work with, and then we'll have a full-blown esoteric study group, like a lot of you joining us already, where we go to the different details of it. All right? So what is spiritual laziness? Many people have different types of, definition, but it's as simple as this. Whether you like it or not, you have a physical life and you have a spiritual life. So spiritual laziness is the reluctance or the inability to fulfill your spiritual practice that gives you a good spiritual life or a fulfilling spiritual life. Okay? So if you break it down, what are the causes of spiritual laziness? Number one, busy life. I think that's obvious. You go, oh, I'm too busy to meditate. I have a 9-to-5 job. I have, so many responsibilities. I don't have to sit there. I don't have the time to sit down and do nothing. When you meditate, you don't do anything, right? That's one cause. Another one is just simply lack of motivation. I don't feel like it. I'd rather sit down and watch TV or, surf the web, go into hundreds of useless sites, right? That you don't get anything out of it. You're just going, oh, that's interesting, that's interesting. So there's no motivation. What else? Boredom. Just plain bored. You go, I don't know. Do I have to sit there? This is a 20-minute meditation to do nothing? To just kind of bless the earth? Or there's boredom. There's no push. Right? You're just bored. Whatever. I don't feel like doing it. All right? And another reason for it, another cause of spiritual laziness has to do with lack of spiritual connection. Since the spiritual cord, from your crown, you always see in pictures of saints, you see a line coming down. But this is for new people who have not attended our video streams or attended the classes. If this is your crown, there's a light connecting up to God. Okay? Of course, along the way, there are many stops. It's just like plumbing. There are many segments. One of the segments is connecting to your higher soul, your higher spiritual self, if you will. So if that connection is small, that means the influence of your higher soul, your spiritual self, over the lower self is minimal. Then the reality of the spiritual life is almost non-existent. And if that's the case, he says, well, why should I sit down and do nothing? I could be more productive working, making money, whatever, because there is no push for you to experience your inner life, as it's called. So spiritual connection is not a cause of spiritual laziness. And the last one, which we won't ignore, is just plain lazy. As in, I don't feel like doing anything. It's not just like you don't feel like meditating, doing spiritual work. You don't even feel like doing anything at all in the physical way. It's just plain laziness. Okay? Of course, some people, the reason they feel lazy is because it's connected. Number one, they have a busy life, so the body's exhausted. So we'll give you that. I know, how I know these things? I went through it. And it's because the teacher, when he first found me, he said, hey, he didn't say lazy bum, but said, hey, you do this, do that. So it's just like a sledgehammer technique. It's what woke me up and said, oh, I better do my spiritual practice. Now that we talk about the causes, let's talk about solutions. So, let's start with the first one. You have to have a purpose. You see, you'll notice when something is important to you, you'll move heaven and earth to get there, right? If something's important enough for you, even if you have a busy schedule, they say, I don't have the time. And do people say? If it's important enough for you, it's not that you'll rearrange your schedule, you will create the time. Now, let's put things in perspective. One of the reasons why people do not have a purpose is because they don't understand. Okay? Ignorance prevents a person from having the push, the motivation to do something. Because for them, they don't realize the importance of it. So let's kind of break it down a little bit. Do you realize that everything that you touch, everything that you can perceive with your 5 senses, will disappear once you leave your body? You realize that? As in, we work so hard, make money, do all these physical things, which are good, because they're good for you to function in the physical world, yes? And they're a means to an end. For more comfortable life, support your children, pay your expenses, allow you to go to spiritual places, so they're means to an end. But you do realize that we put so much attention to the material things, everything that you can see with your, sense with your five senses, but poof, once you leave your body, they disappear. What you take with you is using those resources properly, which is the spiritual lessons we learn, the good karma you generate, right? The deep spiritual insights, and the soul expansion, the soul development or consciousness expansion of consciousness, right? So here's the point. We have to think about it like, when we leave our body, what do we get to take with us? So if spiritual development, expansion of consciousness, right, spiritual teachings, insights, so on and so on, are the ones that are permanent, doesn't it make sense that we should pay attention to them? Because that's the one that's going to stay with us the longest time. So your physical body, the average lifespan of a human being is 80, 90 years. I think that's what it is. And with advancement in science and so on, who knows, maybe longer. Okay, 100 years. But the amount of time your spirit or your soul is in the inner world is at least that and more. Let's put it together. So right now, you and I are multidimensional beings. Physically, we exist, right? We exist. The soul, the spirit is using the body to move around. So that means the soul already exists. So part of us is already in the immaterial world. When you drop the physical body, you're completely in the energy or the immaterial world, right? So if you add the two together, we actually spend 24 hours of the day in the inner worlds. It's just that during the physical life, the soul uses the physical senses to also function in the physical world. So doesn't it make sense that we should really cultivate our spiritual development and spiritual practice? Because we're there 24 hours a day. Okay, next. Another reason why people have spiritual laziness, we said, is, they get distracted or they're bored or whatever. So the idea is to have a plan. What do I want to accomplish? Okay, I want to accomplish by, let's say, a year from now. These are the books, spiritual books I would have read. By this time, I should already be having a certain level of inner peace and stillness when I meditate. By a certain amount of time, I will already notice that even if there's a crisis, I'm able to keep my calmness and my mental clarity. At a certain amount of time, I will notice that people who irritate me, or relationships that usually drive me nuts, now do not affect me or affect me less. You have to have milestones. You have to have benchmarks. Otherwise, how do you know you're moving forward? Right? So by having a plan, a certain goal, say, okay, by this time I'll have this, it gives you a certain motivation to push forward. Right? Now, one thing that people forgot is this. Spiritual development is not just meditating and praying. A big part of it is giving. Giving. So, number one, how much help do I give other people? Compared to last year, the year before, how much money do I give to charity? How much do I volunteer my time to church, temple, healing clinics? Right? Feeding programs, feeding the hungry people. That should also be part of your spiritual plan. Because a lot of people say, yeah, I do my spiritual practice. What do you do? Oh, I spend like 5 minutes closing my eyes. Yeah, you do that before you go to bed. You just close your eyes for more than that and just doze off. Where did that get you? You get my point? There has to be a certain plan of what you want to accomplish. So you have to have a purpose. Once you have the purpose, you have the means to get there. It's just like task management. This is my goal. How do I get there? It's not like, okay, I want to be a saint. Guess what? Nobody's become a saint by accident. You don't just wake up one day and, ding, I'm a saint. It doesn't work that way. Everything that you want to accomplish, you have to work at. You say, well, but how come there's some people who are already born with the ability to meditate easily, their mind is calm? Guess what, buddy? They worked on it very hard in a previous lifetime. They carry that with them now. So whatever we accomplish now, we get to carry next time. And since we're listening to this lecture, the way Master explained to me is, since you're here and listening to it, you try to extract the lessons and you apply it. Now the question is, how do you apply it? It's something like this. No plan will ever happen until you put a schedule. You know, the classic example is, you meet somebody in the street, hey, haven't seen you for a long time. And you say, oh yeah, let's go to lunch. Let's meet again. Let's talk about old times. If you don't get a phone number, a schedule, an email, or something to schedule it with, never happens. Notice that? Oh yeah, I'll meditate tomorrow. If you don't really schedule, like tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up at this time, you know, half an hour earlier, I'll do my exercises and so on, and I'll sit down and do my meditation. For example, it never happens. Or you say, I'm going to volunteer my time at the homeless shelter to feed hungry people. You say, okay, I'll do it. But if you don't put it in, okay, let me find out where these homeless shelters are and what are the schedules that they have available for volunteers to come in. If you never get there and then actually commit to it, nothing happens. So the question is, how do you force yourself to do this? Assuming you're serious, otherwise why bother listening to this lecture, right? The way you do it is two ways. One, you make a schedule, and number two, you tell people about it. At this time, I'm going to meet you for the feeding program. At this time, I'm going to be part of the healing clinic where I'll be there to volunteer my time to do healing. Once we're accountable to other people, it's hard to back off. It's hard to make excuses because part of it goes, oh, I'm a flake. No way, buddy. I said I'm going to be there, I will be there. So by making yourself accountable, guess what happens? You push yourself. Now in my case, I didn't have that luxury because my teacher, Master Cho, gave me a schedule, do this, do that, do this, do this. And he asked me, every time he sees, okay, where are you now? So I know, oh boy. The big boss is going to ask soon, how much have I done, how have I meditate, how many students have we produced. So he has all these things that he asked me, so I'll go. So initially, it was difficult because, you know, my former life was no motivation. Okay, whatever. When the teacher came along, he very, very high standards. And wanting to please the teacher pushed me forward. So after he left the body, guess what? I'm in such a momentum, I can't stop. Don't you want to get there? I know what some of you are saying. You're already making excuses. Yeah, but I don't want to overdo things. Hello, I'll be blunt since we're talking about this. Do not think of overdoing it if you haven't even started. You know, some people are like, oh, I don't want to, you know, have it consume my life. Hello, buddy, you haven't done anything yet. Don't worry about it. That's the least of your problems. Get there first, and then once you're moving along, then you adjust. You get my point? You cannot complain that you're going too fast if you haven't started the car engine yet. So, one thing that Master Cho always likes to do is put a goal in front of me, reminds me, and push me. And that's one of the reasons why I'm asking you, after you finish this lecture, to actually sit down and think about what was said. You don't have to accept everything. Just think the things that apply to you. Where do I want to be 1 year from now? 2 years from now? What do I want to accomplish in my spiritual practice? Once you have that goal, make a plan. What areas? Is it just in my meditations? It's in my giving, you know, like am I volunteering my time? Am I becoming a teacher so I can enlighten other people, right? How much money I want to be able to give other people to help them, charitable organizations, right? All things are planned out. Then after that, give yourself a schedule. The schedule is the defining force in this entire thing. I'll give you another example. Here's how I overcome laziness. It worked for me. I hope it worked for you. So I would schedule, okay, tomorrow morning, I'll get up early, meditate. Well, the night before, I mean, like some of us, we get carried away doing useless things. On TV, well, that's interesting. Before it, a few hours go by. Or, let's say not television, internet. This website, oh, that's interesting. Oh, there's another link. Click there, click before you know it. 3-4 hours went by. It's already 2 a.m. Oh, I need to get up at 5. Then before you know it, that part of us says, you know, you're not going to be able to meditate when you don't have enough sleep because you're just going to fall asleep when you meditate. How's that? A lot of us go through that, right? So before it, you know, I'll do it the following day. And the following day, guess what? The night before, same thing happened. So at some point, that plan never happens because of inability to force ourselves to have a schedule beforehand. So what I meant is like, okay, I'm going to meditate at 5 o'clock. Let's just throw a number there. So that means for me to be able to do it, I have to have X amount of sleep for the body so that it will not fall asleep. So you work backwards, plan ahead. That's one way, right? Here's the second way. This one, I know you guys won't like it, but I'll tell you the logic after that. Let's say I'm going to get up tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, and tonight I wasted time doing useless things. You know what I'll do? I'll force myself to get up at 5, had 2-3 alarms to force the body to get up. And then drink several cups of coffee, take a cold shower, whatever. I know what you guys say, oh, that's not healthy. Look, it's as simple as this. You can make a good schedule, you can make a schedule that's bad for you. I know myself enough that if I give myself excuses, that becomes the schedule. You understand? If that day I'm supposed to meditate and I give myself an excuse, I don't force myself with whatever means I can to break that habit, it becomes a schedule of giving excuses. But if that time I said, okay, I'm going to drink those coffee, I'm going to take a shower, wakes up, jars the body, just so that I'll break that habit, or don't even start that negative habit, so I will meditate. At some point that will stick in my consciousness. Next time I'll say, you know, I didn't really like that. You know, just shower, jarring the body, cups of coffee to get you wired. I'd rather do it more steadily without all these things that might not be good for you. So what will happen? Your defense mechanism, your mind will say, okay, since I don't want to go through that again, I'm going to plan ahead. As soon as I get in the computer and I find myself doing useless things, that awareness will say, hey buddy, go to bed so you get up and meditate. You get my point? So you do whatever it takes. The problem is we have a tendency to give ourselves excuses. Excuses are easy and free. To produce results, you have to push those excuses away and move forward. That will separate you from the everyday person who is not serious about their spiritual practice. You get my point? I know this sounds harsh. You know, hey, how come you're not being very loving? Hello, I'll be very blunt with you. One of the things my teacher always taught me is this: be kind to others, but be ruthless to yourself. In other words, be loving, kind, and practice loving kindness towards other people. But when it comes to your own spiritual development, your spiritual practice, like that. You know why? That's the way to be successful. Without that, 5 years go by, 10 years go by, not much accomplished. And this is not only in the spiritual practice, by the way. This is also in your material life. If you look at people who are very successful in their material life, they also do that. They push, they push, they push. That's the key to success in anything, even your relationship. If you want your relationships to get better, you cannot say, oh, I'll be nice sometime, or I use kind words sometimes. No, you have to be consistent and one-pointed. That's why I want to use this opportunity. This is Grandma Sitcher's book on Achieve the Impossible. We're currently doing esoteric study group on this, and the videos are still online. And he said, this is on success. Success comes from one-pointedness, not diffusion. Okay, let me put it another way that I know some of you might not like. Limitation is good. You go, really? I want to be unlimited. Hold on. Your car moves because of limitation. In other words, when the fuel is burned, there is compression that compresses the gases that push the pistons. If there's a loss of compression, in other words, the energy is not compressed and limited, the car doesn't move. Same thing with us. When we have too many goals, doing 10, 20 things, and cannot focus, what happens? Jack of all trades, master of none. You know, there's some people, they know everything, but they can't do anything like exceptionally. That's why the energy is diffused. That's why he said, do not have too many objectives. One-pointedness is the key to success. Break one arrow at a time. Okay? Be very focused. Right now, you want to focus on your meditations. Make a plan. Do it. Next, you want to be successful in your giving aspect. Okay. Plan it. Schedule it. Do it. And the last one I want to share with you is this. Things happen because you will them to happen. Creation is done by the will, by influencing the inner world. In other words, if you want something to happen, you influence your mind, your feelings, your emotions, so you can move forward. And one more. To will is not enough. You have to dare, and you have to be courageous. Okay, here's another one. A lot of times you say, okay, you want to do it, but part of you go, I don't know. When that happens, things might change. Yeah, they will change. But the key is, if you're standing on solid spiritual ground, spiritual foundation, the teachings are good, you have a good objective, don't be afraid, move forward. Okay? Things will change. Your mind will change. People will treat you differently. You will treat other people differently because you are spiritually advancing. That's what happens. There will be a time transition where as you do your spiritual practice, you look at things differently, you act differently, right? It's progress. And the last part, will effort must be maintained. The driving force must always be maintained. Okay, just to finish it up, you get started. You start having this schedule, you're doing meditation, you're doing all these things, right? The key is to keep going, keep going, keep going. Some people, oh yeah, man, I listened to the lecture, I'm going to do it now, so on, so on, so on. They get excited, do it for a week, 2 weeks, and before you know it, oh yeah, well, you know, I have a deadline tomorrow at work or at school, so I won't do this meditation. Oh, the following it, there's another one. You know, you have a good start, but it was not maintained, so you get redirected. That's why a good way to do this is to get into a group. You know, the ones who took our Hatha Yoga, there are Hatha Yoga groups. If you don't have any, join a meditation group. Well, guess what we did? That's why we have these full moon meditations every single month. So at least we know you're meditating 12 times a month. Still not enough. That's the reason why we have these esoteric study groups, where videos, right, of certain lessons done in a certain series, so you can just follow. You know, I remember I used to go do Bible study. And what is the purpose? I could do it at home. Why should I go join a Bible study or whatever study? It's because when there's a schedule of doing something, as you join it, you just get basically pulled along the way. So as you keep joining the esoteric study groups, your healing groups, whatever, it just keeps going. And if you look back, you go, wow, a couple of years gone by, I'm more calm, I have more clarity, I have more inner stillness, and I have more inner experiences. You get my point? So just to kind of sum it up together, spiritual laziness is something that can be easily cured if you put your will to it. And as you put your will and have a purpose why you want to do it, because your spiritual life is basically a 24-hour life and will be with you to eternity, then that should give you the motivation to say, I should pay attention to it. And as I pay attention to my spiritual practice, have a plan. What are the ways, what are the things I need to do to accomplish it? And then give yourself a schedule. And as Nike said, just do it. All right? Now, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody backslides. Right? Everybody. It happens to everyone. It happens to me. It happens to everyone. Sometimes you're excited and one time you go, okay, I had enough of this stuff. I want to do something else. That's understandable. So what you do is just say, okay, Time to get back. That's all. You know, as they say, when it comes to success, it's not whether you fall or not, it's whether you get up afterwards. So if you do backslide, or some of you were serious about your spiritual practice and this lecture kind of woke you up, don't start focusing on the back. Yeah, I can't believe it. I waste so much time doing nothing. All those years I could have been. Stop. Energy follows where you put your attention to. As you keep focusing on the mistake before, the higher probability you repeat it again. So, what you do is what? You stop that trend and just make a commitment from this day forward. I'm going to do this, this, and this, and push for it. Forget the past. That's it. Very simple. Okay? Anyway, I hope that this lecture was useful to some of you, well, hopefully all of you. I realized that whenever we had lectures like this in the past, some people feel uncomfortable. They say, I can't believe it, there's so much pressure. If I can be very, very honest and direct, the fact that you're feeling uncomfortable means there's something that you know has to be done. Think about it. Because it triggers part of you, and the energy coming down from your higher soul says, listen, buddy, that's the part you need to work on. And if that's what you want, we'll be here. That's why we have these video lectures, this video ministry, because if you can't come to the classes or whatever, or some of you have never taken our classes, at least we're coming to you. And that's what these are for. Okay? So why don't you get up and do some shaking? You know, just you've been sitting down listening to this, or hopefully you've been taking notes. And we're going to do our full moon meditation. Okay? All right. That's good enough. Have a seat. Okay, so just for the people who are new, when we do full moon meditations, it's because there's so much energy pouring down to the earth. It's just like pouring fertilizer. Whatever people have, they get stimulated. That's why you notice during the full moon, people get a little over-amplified in little things, right? So in our case, we're going to take that energy that's pouring down to the earth, harness it for deeper cleansing, blessing our loved ones and friends, blessing Mother Earth, and after the whole thing is done, we'll use all that excess energy and line up all our projects, our goals, our wishes, aspirations, and flood them with power and energy. Okay? So let's start. Let's ask for blessings to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my beloved and respected teacher, Master Tuo Hoc Sui, Mahagu Jumeling, we humbly invoke for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, protection. We thank you for all these blessings. In full faith, so be it. All right, you ready? Put your hands on your heart. So the key here is, as we energetically connect as one, it's as if we're in a gigantic room, everybody meditating at the same time. So the energy coming down is compounded or exponentially stronger. So repeat with me. I am that I am. Now focus on your crown. Huh? I am that I am. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion. I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. I'm a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I'm connected in one to my higher soul. Now lift your awareness way above your crown. I'm connected in one to the divine spirit, the divine spark in me. I'm a child of God. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There's only oneness. Just listen. You're not the body. You're not the emotion. You're not the thoughts. You are the soul. You, the soul, are one with your higher soul. You, the higher soul, are one with the divine spark in you. You're a child of God. You're one with God. You're one with all. We are all one. Just be still. We are one with the Supreme God. So in the Hindu tradition, there's a mantra, Om Namo Para Brahman Om. I, the spiritual self, salute the absolute Supreme God. So put your awareness way above your crown to a super brilliant light way above your head. And be still and listen. Om Namo Para Brahman Om. Om Namo Parabrahman. Be still, be aware, and just simply let go. Now, we are one. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Maintain your state of oneness. Simultaneously imagine that all of us are in the big beautiful sun, looking out in the solar system, and focus on our beloved Mother Earth. Just be still. We are one. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Open your hands in blessing position. Just say we are one. Our hearts are one. Our crowns are one. Our souls are one in blessing Mother Earth. Just inhale, exhale slowly. We will use the prayer of St. Francis as we do the meditation Twin Hearts as taught to us by Grandmaster Tuo Kok Sui. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of your hands. Imagine someone you love on earth. Fill them with lots of beautiful pink light from your heart and lots of golden light from your crown through your hands. Feel the love within your heart to that person, and now let it spread and share it with the entire earth. As we do this meditation, blessing Mother Earth, just keep in your awareness the places where people have been hurt, people are suffering, people who are in pain, areas where there's conflict and wars. We're not going to state specific ones because there's so many of them, and a lot of them don't even make it to the news. So just put it in your awareness. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred in the world, let me sow love. Now allow your soul, allow your heart to be an instrument of God's peace and love as we flood the entire earth with beautiful pink light. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Bless the people you know who are fighting or have conflicts. Bless them with peace and love and a spirit of forgiveness and reconciliation. Bless the places in the world that have wars with peace, with love, and forgiveness. Let there be peace, love, and kindness to all. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. To all who are suffering, may all of you be blessed with hope and faith in a better life. With God, all is possible. So be it. Where there's darkness, light, sadness, joy. May every person, every being on earth be blessed with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and faith, with light and joy. So be it. So be it, so be it, so be it. Now be aware of your crown, be aware of the top of your head. Now be aware of your heart. Inhale, lift the loving feeling from the heart up to the crown, and exhale, and stay there. Again, gently be aware of the love within your heart. Take a deep breath, lift it up. Be aware of your crown, exhale. Again, be aware of the love within your heart. Take a deep breath, lift it up. Go to the crown, exhale, and stay there. Now bless Mother Earth with a golden light. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being. That every person, every being in the earth be blessed with loving kindness, with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. Allow the beautiful golden light to just pour down from your crown, through your hands to our beloved Mother Earth. May every person, every being on earth be blessed. So be it. So be it, so be it, so be it. May every person, every being on the earth be blessed with peace, love, and kindness. Now, so be it. Now, be aware of both your heart and your crown and your hands. Bless the earth with beautiful golden light. Bless your family with beautiful golden light. Your relatives and friends, the people you work with, the city you live in, the state, the country. Let the beautiful golden light spread throughout every person, every being in the entire earth, every continent. So be it. From the center of the heart of God, may every person, every being, in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, in all 8 directions above and below, may all beings in all dimensions be blessed with loving kindness. May all beings be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Let all be blessed with understanding, harmony, goodwill, and the willingness to do good. So be it. Now think of some people you know who need blessings. Bless them with peace, with love, and healing. Let all be blessed. So be it. Some of you, if you like, you think of the city you live in or the country, people who are suffering, bless them with peace, love, healing, hope and faith, and a better life. Visualize their situation improving, the life improving. So be it. May all be blessed unconditionally. So be it, so be it, so it is. Just be still. Now lower your hands on your lap, palms up. Now keep your eyes closed, tongue on the roof of your mouth. Imagine a beautiful golden flame on top of your crown. Be aware of the love within your heart. Gently allow the love within your heart to rise up, up, up to the crown, through the crown into that golden flame. Just look at the golden flame. Nothing but the flame. Just be still. Send another stream of loving energy from your heart up, up, up to the crown, into the flame. The flame is getting brighter and brighter. It's getting so bright. Just look at the golden flame. Be aware of the golden flame. Be aware of the inner stillness, the inner peace, and the silence in between each Om. Om. Just be still. Allow your awareness to just simply drift into that space in between each Om. Allow your awareness to just simply dwell in it and feel it. Stay there. Om. Allow your awareness to go deeper and deeper into that stillness, into that space in between each Om. Stay there. Om. Be still, be aware, and just simply let go now. Any sound, any noise you hear, we just allow you to go deeper and deeper and deeper into that stillness and peace. Just let go now. Let go. Gently, slowly, Very gently and slowly come back to your body. Move your fingers, move your toes. Very gently and slowly come back to your body. Now, take your time. Come back. Now raise your hands in blessing position again. We will release the excess energy our body cannot absorb. So go ahead and visualize your family and your loved ones again in front of you. Fill them with beautiful golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, happiness, prosperity, and spirituality. So be it. May all of them be blessed. The people you work with, bless your job and career with success, progress, advancement, and prosperity. Bless Mother Earth, any places in the world that you want to focus on. Somewhere you want to focus on Orlando, somewhere you want to focus on Africa, Middle East, different parts of Asia, whatever you want. We have all this energy pouring to us. Bless those areas with peace, with love, with healing, and order. May the divine plan be manifested. May all be blessed. So be it, so be it, so it is. Now focus on your feet and the base of your spine. The message always teaches us is to ground. So you're worshiping Father, now you have to worship Mother, remember? Okay. Imagine golden light from your hands, your feet, and the base of your spine going down to the earth, 3 meters or 10 feet or even deeper. Let that golden light just pour down into the earth, fill the earth with golden light, and repeat with me. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, revitalized. Blessings to Mother Earth. So be it. So be it, so be it, so be it. Let's give thanks. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, we thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my beloved and respected teacher, Master Tohok Sui Mahaguruji Mailing, thank you all for the great, priceless blessings. We thank you in full faith. So be it. Alright, open your eyes. How do you feel? Intense meditation, huh? Okay, so let's finish it off. Remember, every full moon, pull out your projects, your goals, your aspirations. Normally, you write them down so you can enumerate it. Or for some of you who are new, you don't have it, or some of you who have photographic memory, just imagine them in front of you, or just form your intention there. Okay? Raise your hands. Say, we are one. When you say we are one, it makes our energy focus as one gigantic beam of light. Okay? Now go ahead and bless all your projects. I'll give you an extra boost here. May each and every one of our projects be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. May all these projects, goals, wishes, and aspirations be blessed by God. As your heart desires, may all this manifest properly now. So be it. So be it, so be it. Continue blessing your projects and goals with success. Keep going. Bless them with golden light. Keep going. May all your projects be divinely blessed by God. As your heart desires, so be it. So be it. May all your projects be divinely blessed by God. So be it. Alright. If you're sensitive, you could feel lots of energy flowing through. So, anyway, I hope you had a good meditation. I hope the lecture was motivating. At least that was the plan. And as time goes by, we want to hear that your spiritual development has accelerated. At the same time, your finances, your work, your career has also, massively improved. And so it's good. So you have heaven on earth. That's the plan. But at the same time, remember, when we know how to receive, we better learn to give. So give money to charity, give time and your attention to helping people. There's a lot of feeding programs. A lot of you that belong to the pranic healing groups, you have feeding programs. Make sure you join them. You also have healing nights and healing clinics, meditation nights, volunteer time. We have people from all over the world that join these video streams, and we always encourage you to join the pranic healing, the Hatha Yoga group you have there. By the way, which brings to mind, we're talking about spiritual practice. The ones who've taken our Hatha Yoga, you remember, you have a certain schedule and meditation, right, that you're supposed to follow every day. That's what you call a ritual, okay? A ritual or a routine. And the nice thing about it is, as you follow this routine and this ritual over and over again, over a period of time, it has a compounding effect, okay? The ones who have not taken those classes yet, you just take the lesson that needs to be learned, which is, in anything that you want to be successful, you have to have a ritual or routine. What do you think when you go to different churches and temples, they have a certain ritual? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? In India, you go to puja. So these rituals serves many purposes. It generates the necessary energy towards a certain objective. So as the people do it over and over again, like if you're a Roman Catholic, remember you go to Mass, the priest says this, you say that. You know, it's the same thing over and over again. The only thing that's different is what? The epistles, the homily, and the reading of the gospel. Everything else is the same. So the question is, why is this a routine? Because each part has a specific purpose moving you in that direction. So you can create your own ritual, your own routine, so that you can spiritually develop. Now in the Kriya Shakti class, the prosperity classes, same thing. If you want to be successful, you want to be prosperous, same thing. You don't just wake up one day and ding, you're a billionaire, or one day your project suddenly manifests out of nowhere. There's certain things you do in both the energy world and the physical world. There's like a ritual, like a routine. 1, 2, 3. So as it continues, the energy builds up, and that's your key to success. Okay? Other than that, please leave some comments. We always love to hear from you. And what else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And we like to keep all our, video programs. We actually call it video ministry, because a lot of people have said that their lives have been touched with it. So we want to keep it free, but we also have expenses. So a lot of you have been donating to help offset these expenses. Thank you very much. May God richly bless you with more prosperity, abundance, and spiritual development. The ones who can't, or you don't want to, it doesn't matter. We'll just continue what we're doing. At least we know that for sure I'm doing my job, which is sharing the blessings of my teacher and everything that he has done to help so many people, especially as he changed my life. We would like to have these teachings transform your life also. So other than that, Atma means soul. Namaste. You guys take care. We'll see you next time. Bye.